Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most excellent videos. In front of us is the XHData D-808. This is an AM, FM stereo, shortwave, single sideband, longwave, airband portable radio. In this video, we're going to do a daytime medium wave band scan, but first we'll go over features, second I'll do a size comparison, and third I'll start cruising that daytime band. But first, let's look at the radio, D-808. You can still find these on Amazon, selling for around $100 even. That was a pretty good price point. I'll have links below to the radio if you're interested. If you don't own one yet, it's actually worthwhile. For the money, it's perfect. I love it. And the sensitivity and selectivity on the medium wave band is fantastic. So we'll hopefully get to hear that today. Let's check out features of the D-808. So going to the left-hand side, we've got a carry strap integrated. We have an antenna port for FM and shortwave reception with a long wire. Here we have our volume control, headphone jack for FM stereo listening. Going to the front of the radio, we have a metal speaker grill with a nice 3-inch speaker in there, which has some great, pleasing audio. It's not heavy on the bass, but that's what I like. It's personal preference. You'll get to hear it. It sounds good on AM. I like it. Our display, with the power off, it shows the current time, which is 11:16 AM, Central Daylight Time. I'm near Chicago, Illinois, USA, for the sake of this video, so you know where I'm at and how I'm receiving. It shows temperature. You can change it to alarm time or temperature when the radio's off. And when the radio's on, your local time will come over here. You can change it from local, temperature, I believe alarm time, and then your signal strength and signal noise ratio. So we'll probably just leave it on time. Maybe I'll put the signal strength on. We'll probably do that. So going to the buttons, as you can see, it has quite a few, but they're nicely labeled and it's pretty easy to navigate. If you look here, you got band buttons on the left, FM, long wave, medium wave, short wave, airband, a dedicated light button, which is handy. Over here we have AM bandwidth control. I believe there's 7 of them on AM. That's fantastic. Of course, you can toggle FM stereo on and off. If you're trying to DX FM stations, you know sometimes if you narrow the signal by turning stereo off, it helps. Alarm button, display button, which I just showed you in action, single sideband dedicated button to change your upper and lower sideband. We have an RDS button for info, and of course lock out the radio. You can see there's some red writing, which is secondary functions on these buttons. Browsing up and down, incremental tuning up and down, handy to have. Frequency, hit this button, enter your frequency. I believe you hit it again and it locks in the frequency that you want to go to instantly. Or instead of hitting that button, you just hit this button to instantly access presets. You get 10 quick access presets, which is really nice. But you can hit the page button. You get up to 10 pages per band. So you get 100 presets per band. I really like the setup because number 1 page could be my favorites for that band. The second page could be like dusk DXing. Third page could be dawn DXing, or during the day or evening. So it's really cool. You can set up your pages that way. And I kind of recommend that. So there you go. And you can see the different options here. 9K, 10K switch. When the power's off, you can change it. You can turn the beep on and off. It is off on this radio. I cannot stand it. Setting the time, setting the FM band. This goes all the way to 64 to 108, which is really good. Long wave on or off. And of course, meter selection when you're on the shortwave band. You can quickly go through the segmented parts of the band to make it easy to navigate. All right. So yeah, and our power button, of course, I think I mentioned sleep function, which is on this radio. Right-hand side, we got our tuning knob, which is notched. You can push it in for squelch and to go fast or slow tuning. Very handy. Though fast or slow tuning, you'll find yourself just leaving it on fast because right here we have a fine tune, and that does the same as slow tuning that this would. So personally, that's how I operate this radio. Down here, we have a micro USB jack to charge the AT650 battery that's in here. On top of the radio, we have a 26-inch whip antenna that, of course, swivels 360 degrees to give you excellent reception on the whip only. Fantastic. On the back, you can see the frequency information, our expanded FM band, full, of course, AM broadcast bands, 9 kilohertz, 10 kilohertz. We have a long wave coverage, and we have a shortwave coverage, full, and airband, of course. Down here, it takes an unprotected button top battery, and those batteries, it comes with like a green one, which is kind of subpar. Doesn't have much capacity to it. People complain about the battery symbol going down quickly. That's because these things don't hold much power. I did some research. Brand new ones, I was getting like 1500, 1600 milliamp hours, 17 at the best. So they're not as advertised when they say 2000. So I upgraded. XHData sells a 3000 cell. They guarantee 2450 milliamp hours, even though it says 3000. I got a batch of these, and to be honest with you, they average around 26 to 2700 milliamp hours, which is a nice upgrade. And the nice thing about these, they're $5 a piece. I think two for $10. I think it's free shipping. So yeah, check that out. Go to their website and pick up some of these batteries if you want to upgrade your D-808. That's what's inside here right now. As you can see, my battery life is good. And I've been using this radio for at least 5-6 hours today. So yeah, or yesterday, day before, quite a bit. Not today yet, but we're going to. So let's go ahead and do a size comparison, and then we're going to start cruising the band. So CC Pocket, just real quick, just to show you. I like the, let's see what else I got. CC Skywave. There you go. Awesome. Yeah, so I filmed this video yesterday. Here's a deck of cards. Iron Man, he's the man with the master plan. He loves his XHData shortwaves from, can you guess that, China land. He's Iron Man. Loving his radios, man. Anyway, I get carried away with that. But I want to mention, yeah, so I had filmed a whole episode of this daytime medium wave band scan, and it has scratchy volume, and it was driving me insane. And so I decided to toss that video. So for the sake of you guys, I tossed the video because I took the radio back apart and I cleaned the volume potentiometer with this dioxic fader formula F5N. Now this stuff is fantastic. It's on the low setting. Interesting thing about this radio, the volume potentiometer is serviceable. You can't really take it apart when you get in there. There's just a little window, which is nice, so you can actually spin it. I just left it on the low setting. And what I did is I put a little dioxic on a small, tiny, like plastic toothpick. I was able to drop a bit of the solvent into that area, and I worked the volume. That's all it needed. And now it works fantastic. No scratchiness whatsoever. Used to be able to just turn a little bit and it was gone. But if your D-808 develops that scratchiness on the volume and isn't going away, you have to invest in this. You have to get into your radio. It's about 5 screws. Comes apart fairly easily. You do have to pull the tuning knob off, which does come off fairly easy. Just pull it straight off. They use a little piece of masking tape to help hold it in, but this does remove fairly easily. Then these two halves come apart, attached by a ribbon cable. You don't have to take anything off. And then you get to your volume potentiometer. So there you go. Let's turn this on. Tune. All right, on. 120-minute sleep timer engages. We have our band. We're on medium wave, our frequency. The light's just going to stay on. I'm going to leave it on. Over here now, you can see a display. So we can show local time, signal strength, signal noise ratio, temperature. It's getting warmer because the lights are on it. Alarm time again. So what we'll do, I think I'll do this. All right, so let's go ahead and start tuning the band. I'm going to use this here to fast tune. Okay, our first station here is 540 WAUK, Jackson, Wisconsin, which is to the north. So I have to turn the radio, and once I do that, it'll tune. You can watch these things, numbers go higher, and the audio come in.
You can't have a small government when it's 350 plus million people. You're going to have a big government. And there's nothing wrong with it. You should run it with fiscal spending in mind. You should run it to make sure it runs the best with as little money as possible, but it's still going to be a lot of money. And to paint this picture and try to sell to the American public that we did.
So quite a few settings for AM bandwidth. I like it.
And drown. Right.
All right, let's keep going.
Pretty clear to me. It does. It sounds clear to you.
Here's WIND, Chicago, the answer.
Let me go to Philadelphia and...
Current as to when we are taping this. Because of that, we're not taking calls live during our program today, but we do love hearing from you.
Here's 580 WILL, Urbana, Illinois. It's about 150 miles to the southeast. And it's an NPR station that I can pick up during the day. Really nice.
Stephen in Champaign said, I think this is a disaster of a situation. The civilians are being used as...
So what we have here is 590 WKZO, Kalamazoo, Michigan. It's about 140 miles to the east. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the Terk Advantage passive loop and see if we can't clarify the signal. Here's the Terk. No batteries required. We'll put it perpendicular to the internal antenna. We're going to tune the loop to the same frequency. We'll watch these numbers. There, I can't hover on that music, which is pretty good music for bumper music. So 590 is coming in nice and clear with this passive loop. Now, Terk Advantage, it's a great thing. If you don't know anything about passive loops, do a little research. I always put links to those as well. It's totally worth the money if you're an AM listener. You have a lot of AM radios.
We are here Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week. Certainly an incredible
Take it off the table.
of news going on. We want to fill your bunker full of ammunition.
So here's 600 WMT, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, 175 miles to the west. Now, again, coming in kind of choppy. Bring the loop back in.
To go deer hunting in December, buy it now. You know, don't. You sit on the shelf, buy it now. Yeah. And again, I'm not saying go to, get an arsenal, but if you're a hunter and you need a couple
There you go. Keep going.
But I was definitely ignorant.
On Wisconsin's Morning News, every day at 7:50.
I kind of went with the attitude of don't even have your phone with you. They can't call you, and they can't cut you.
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News, presented by your Wisconsin Chevy dealer, Hello Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and Kohler Services.
Leave low yields in the dust.
620 WTMJ, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I was hoping they were going to say the call letters.
Your return on investment with Syngenta.
And the Burial, a new movie streaming on Prime Video, has fans demand
Here's WMFN, Peatone, Illinois, 640.
with all the acting awards for their amazing work. The movie tells the story of a lawyer.
Cast on Twitter at Adam Hogue. Bears News is flying at
WSCR, Chicago, home of the Cubs. The score.
Casino in Las Vegas, home of the world's largest sports book. Twitch.tv/Chicago670 The Score. Adam, what's up?
Oh, I'm good, guys. I'm just, reevaluating some life decisions and goals that go back to when I was like a 9-year-old wanting to.
Boring.
These numbers 312-294-8989, as I recall, right? 312-294-8989.
720 WGN, Chicago.
Where do they go?
They can go to raycaplan.com or financialrelief.com.
Okay. What are you doing, Ray? Are you re-wallpapering?
These numbers nice and high, as you notice. It's the strongest station in the area.
That's something. All right.
You may want to call me, Matt Tomlinson, at Catholic Financial Life to discuss our...
So 750 is WNDZ, Portage, Indiana. It's a Catholic radio station.
847-548-6288. Products not available in all states.
Traffic. Kennedy Expressway coming in about 30 minutes. You're looking at the same as you make your way out. Eisenhower 37 in from I-90, 19 in from Manheim. Outbound looks the same. Delays on both sides. On the Stevenson
Chicago traffic sucks. I hate it. WBBM Chicago News Radio.
You're not able to exit there southbound, but what you can do is exit first.
11.5, save 54% off your first order. All pets are unique. Result.
WCPT, Willow Springs, Illinois, 40 miles away.
Think their life is worthy of...
Left wing station, believe it or not. There's not many of them. I think 540 was also left wing. It moved over, but there's only a few. A couple. Well, maybe 640 could be technically left wing as well. But there's only a few. The rest is right wing. So you get best of both. You get to hear it all. Each side of the story. You pick which one you like.
Call right now.
I like the music. So I take the third choice. Politics stresses me out. 860 WNOV. This is Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I think it's around 300 watt station. 52 miles away, which is really neat. It's coming in nice on this radio. Out of tune here. This is cool. I'm just picking it up. WKR East Lansing, Michigan, 200 miles to the east. You could use your bandwidth. And bring our loop in. I think 2 kilohertz will be good. almost get some legibility. If you use headphones, you probably could hear a lot more. Open it back up. Okay. Go a little quicker here.
5-star reviews and an A+ rating from the Better.
Here's 890 WLF Chicago. Cool thing fine-tuning here. I have some RFI from my phone. Now, the camera produces it on this frequency only. Now, if I take and fine-tune it back a couple, it goes away.
Atrium of the iconic downtown building. Google purchased the Thompson Center last year and plans to transform it into the company's
So that's a nice
Chicago
feature of
headquarters.
fine-tuning.
The state of
I
Illinois
really
will move
honestly
forward
didn't need to use it during the evening to get away from offending stations. That's usually what you use it for when you want to fine-tune on a medium wave. But with the evening, it was fantastic selectivity on this radio. Just absolutely fantastic.
A bipartisan effort underway to help restart the House without a nominated speaker to at least get them moving again.
And if that hasn't recently released, look for it because I did record one and it was fantastic. This is Michigan.
Call the local medical professionals and get a free consultation today. Seek Edits, the nation's leader in
Here's 920 WOKY, the Big Badger, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
474. That's 414-285-3474. Again.
It's a mystery for all of us, but I know who Jesus is, and I know that his presence is always been.
Here's 930 WBKM, Sandwich, Illinois, relevant radio.
It would or should, but Christ is always doing something, and so. Another one bites the dust, and another one, and another one.
The one bites the dust, yeah. 940 WFAW, Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin. The music is good, but it comes in really nice in the evening. I like that.
Like, what is my body trying to tell me? Our bodies are always trying to tell us something. We're not just a brain that's like kind of entrapped.
WNTD Chicago, relevant radio, sister station to 930.
Telling us things, and sometimes our bodies are expressing the emotions that are.
Bill mentioned before, we have a brand new state archaeologist, Dr. Amy Roseborough, and the people in her office can direct you to what you can do about that.
Mark in Sussex has something for us.
Here's 970 WHA Madison, Wisconsin, an NPR station that I do listen to once in a while.
There's a classic statement, I forget who it was, that you do not own it. Or the earth, you belong to the earth. The earth does not belong to you.
Mark, if they stay healthy, meaning Burrow, Mahomes, Allen, Tua, always the big if with him.
1000 here is WMVP Chicago ESPN radio, home of the Bears.
But here's my question, because we've seen this in other leagues. We've seen it in baseball.
Rock out on WNVR, Vernon Hills, Illinois.
Matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUD.
That's why it says fast. I'm fast. 1050 WLAP, Kenosha, Wisconsin.
To be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by.
So WHFB, Benton Harbor, Michigan, 95 miles away. That's pretty good.
Fraudulent inducement, invasion of privacy.
Here's WTSO Madison, Wisconsin. Now, Madison, Wisconsin is about 70 miles to northwest there.
Argues that he didn't get what he paid for, and Mari.
As you notice, it's north and west, and of course, you know the other directions, south, east.
Apparently, I don't have to worry about a car getting delivered.
WNWI, Oak Lawn, Illinois.
Aurora del Mundo Nuevo, Madre de los Vivientes.
WXCS, Chicago. Of course, Chicago is southeast. That's why its radio's pointed this way most of the time.
We're talking here a lot today about the situation.
Here's WISN, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to the north.
Errant missile.
Yeah, I knew that he'd had a lot of surgeries. He'd had back surgery, he'd had shoulder surgery, different surgeries. So it started off.
Here's 1160 WYLL, Hope for Your Life Christian Radio, Chicago, Illinois.
He was also a fast metabolizer, so he...
Deputies say a house on the property was leveled upon arrival. The woman who was hurt was taken to an area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
1180 is usually the squirrel. There's usually a squirrel on my radio, but not right now because no music's playing. They're talking news. This is Sycamore, Illinois. They call it the Q now, but I still call it the squirrel. Though I have heard them say squirrel before still, so that's kind of cool.
The cause is still being investigated. U.S. Ag Secretary Tom Vilsack.
Pero siento que a la misma vez pues hay que
1200 WRTO Chicago. WKRS Waukegan, Illinois.
Para mí, 9:57. Friday, sunny, slight chance of rain, mainly in the afternoon and overnight.
WCLO Janesville, Wisconsin, an agro station. If you want to learn farming, they talk about farming all day long.
Currently, 61 degrees in downtown Janesville. Dads of divorce. Yeah, how do you stay relevant in your child's life?
1240 WSBC Chicago. I do enjoy this ethnic music. It's pretty cool, even though I don't know what they're saying. But I'm sure one of my viewers does. Always comes in kind of weak. WSSP Milwaukee. I think the antennas might be pointed a different direction. It's just a guess. Getting a hint of WEKZ, Monroe, Wisconsin, 60 miles away.
So that is the last couple that we have for the Hell's Gate for this week. We might get some more for next week, but that's the last ones I have for this week. If you want them, get out there.
The big shopping show on WBIG, Aurora, Illinois. Get your cordless phones out, get a deal. Dial them up and rock it out. It's a thing on AM radio. It's fantastic.
And it is well worth the adventure if you want to go and check it out. Number 2 haunted house in the nation in 2022. Find out why, right? And maybe this year they're shooting to be the number 1 in the nation. Hell's Gate is a multi-level mansion filled.
Yeah. That sounds like fun. Okay, more ethnic music. WRDZ, LaGrange, Illinois. Plenty of music stations on AM around here. It's cool.
That address is around, I think, 10 a.m. Eastern Time.
WIB8, Madison, Wisconsin.
I think he read the right things. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to bring home the win. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items.
WNTA, Rockford, Illinois.
You're excited. I'm excited. With Colin Calvert. Philadelphia, this thing was going to happen. So
the sheriff's office says that one firefighter also went to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
1360 WLBK, DeKalb, Illinois, right next to Sycamore, so they're probably still talking about that house that sounds like it blew up or something. Interesting.
Windshield by the blast. The cause is still being investigated. U.S. Ag Secretary Tom Vilsack, along with U.S. Rep.
Usually playing music.
Were in Kankakee Monday.
All right, yeah. WBEL, South Beloit, Illinois, playing some good music. All right. On the medium wave band. They can find it. It's there. Fantastic. I'm sure you guys live in Boston, New York, some of the big city areas. You probably got cool music stations, maybe LA. Let me know, Texas. I'm sure you guys got some cool music going on. Let me know if you listen to it.
Because they
Let me know if
their relationship
what stations
with
like
their
AM music.
father.
1390 WGRB Chicago gospel radio, and there's gospel music too on here.
The Heavenly Father.
And when they're playing that, it reminds me of the Blues Brothers. It really does. Yeah, I'm that old.
Back to the 15th chapter now. I'm simply trying to tell you that the more
Definitely one of the goals of the Civic Media Network.
1400 WRJN, Racine, Wisconsin. Typically music playing.
Reality.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, not really. And he's like, yeah, you know. Well, you know what? I think
that happened before retirement.
WRMN, Elgin, Illinois. I believe radio shopping again. Get the cordless phone out, call them up, get a deal on a pizza. It seems to be food related. Never like a radio, you know, like, hey, we're selling these radios from Seagrain or something. I'd be like all over it, but no, it's always like coupons or something dumb. Yeah.
because we don't. We live in different places, and then we meet up usually.
Keep going. Some music coming in on WEEF, Deerfield, Illinois.
That's the scenario that people, I think, are very concerned about.
Nice and loud at the top of the band, too, as well. It's just a fantastic radio. 1440 WROK, Rockford, Illinois. And I hope they haven't changed much on the inside and kept it like this original. It's fantastic. I can't keep speaking highly of this radio. I have the Eaton Elite Executive, which is also a fine radio. And if I had to compare the usability, this is a lot easier to access and get into than the other. And this is much lighter to carry, too, as well, with that lithium battery versus 4 AA's. So WROK, Rockford, Illinois. WRLL, Rockford, no, Cicero, Illinois. The Real.
Butter pecan, it's Culver's Classic that still knocks your socks off. So cruise on over to Culver's today, right here in Beloit on Cranston Road. And if the drive-through lane is taking a little bit of time...
He said Beloit. This is WGEZ, Beloit, Wisconsin. Iron Country, country music.
And then after that, the only part of your workday that doesn't totally stink. 101 minutes of commercial-free, genuine country here on Iron Country until 2:15. To everyone who...
That's pretty nice. Got a hint of some rock and roll on WPJX, Zion, Illinois. If I use the loop, it'll pull it in more, but we're getting to the end of the video, so I'm just going to keep going. There's a hint of WRDD, Waukesha, Wisconsin. Sounds like music. 1520 must be off the air. It used to be WLUV. WTTN, Watertown, Wisconsin.
You
1590 WCGO, Evanston, Illinois.
10월 22일 일요일 오후 6시 윌링에 소지한
The same thing. $16.20, it's barely coming in. Traffic Advisory Radio, Lake County, Illinois. 10 watt array. I think it's like 20 miles away from me. Numbers do help point the antenna the right way. 1640, WSJP, Sussex, Wisconsin. Relevant radio.
life-size bronze star.
Chuck said, did you see the Trevor May? What he said about the Oakland A's ownership?
WOZN, Madison, Wisconsin. You can really clear this up with a loop. So I'm going to bring the Terk Advantage back in. Again, no batteries required on the loop, which is nice. It just helps gather the RF energy, and it sends it to the radio just by proximity. So let's tune it up to the top of the band. Seeing the gain jump, it's right at the top. About as best as I'm going to get it.
You go back into the day, they were kind of a sideshow, and then they got good. And you go back into Patrick Hunter and then all the guys that they had back in the 70s.
So you could listen to it. Nice. And now we're on 1690. This is WBON Chicago.
All I see is what you're trying to tell me. And not only that, the biggest thing is...
There you go. Okay, cool. We're done. Go ahead and turn it off. And the light goes off, which is nice. That's cool. You can actually turn a light on and have it just stay on all the time, or turn it off. Now, if you have it stay on all the time, just remember that the battery could go dead. So, come on, dude. Long press off. I forget it. Okay, there we go. So yeah, turning the light on and off, you can have that feature. I love having that where the light's always on. So long tuning session, that works out perfect. So there it is, XHData D-808. Loving it. Oh, there's a little reset hole on the bottom. Didn't show you that. Just a great radio. As you can see, it's held up over the years. No issue, easy to service. Real happy that that's the case. So if you enjoyed the video, give a big like. 2, if you like XHData radios and want to see more, like the R108, these new fangled weather band, the 109s, stuff like this. Definitely hit subscribe, hit the bell icon, get notified of future reviews and videos and band scans and yeah, all that fun stuff. And 3, comment below what you think about the D-808. It's been out for a long time. Do you feel the need to buy one, or do you have one? Let me know. I'd like to hear what you have to say. Alrighty guys, take care, and we'll see you in my next video.